Here's your news for April 8th, 2020. We're starting off with the news from WrestleMania, as one man who nearly appeared at this year's two-day event was Jeff Hardy. According to WrestleTalk, there were talks of Hardy facing Goldberg after Roman Reigns pulled out due to his immunocompromised condition, but the company ultimately went for Braun Strowman, who captured the Universal title. Hardy only returned to WWE recently after spending close to a year on the shelf, as he's been dealing with an injury as well as 2 DWI arrests. Of course, neither Hardy nor Strowman was the original opponent for Goldberg, as Roman Reigns was supposed to face him, and WrestleTalk spoke about the original plans, saying, WWE's initial plan when they figured Roman wouldn't be on the show was to have Goldberg retain. WWE wanted Goldberg to put over Roman Reigns, with this being the only reason he defeated The Fiend for the Universal Championship at Super Showdown. Though WWE hoped to push the Reigns-Goldberg title match to SummerSlam, a phone call with President Trump revealed that sports league owners are hoping to reopen stadiums in September, but with the current situation, anything can happen. Speaking of the big dog, there have previously been reports of WWE and Vince McMahon being upset at Reigns for not competing, but that apparently couldn't be further from the truth. In a report from WrestleTalk, there is no animosity towards the former world champion, as they said, WWE higher-ups, including Vince McMahon himself, was very accepting of Roman Reigns' decision to miss the show, especially given his history with leukemia. It's good to see there's no animosity at the big dog for what must have been a very difficult decision, and though it would have been great to win the Universal title, Reigns rightly put his health and his family's health first. One man who did appear at WrestleMania in a major way is The Undertaker, who won his critically acclaimed cinematic Boneyard match against AJ Styles. Returning as the American Badass, the Phenom certainly impressed fans, and according to WrestleVotes, this will be The Undertaker's persona from now on. With WWE giving fans a closer look at Mark Calloway himself, it certainly makes sense for the dead man to be portrayed as more human on screen. And though he's not donning his hat and trench coat, the Demon of Death Valley is still just as scary. We've got more WrestleMania news now, as one person who was supposedly meant to appear at this past weekend's event was Tyson Fury. Speaking to Alex McCarthy of TalkSport, the Gypsy King confirmed he was supposed to appear, but obviously couldn't due to the ongoing situation. In that same interview, Fury said he'd love to face new WWE champion Drew McIntyre, and this comes after McIntyre called out Fury for a title match. If that match does happen, it'll have to wait until after his fight with Deontay Wilder in July, but there's every chance this bout could be delayed. McIntyre wasn't the only new champion crowned at WrestleMania, as Charlotte Flair won her second NXT Women's title, and things have gone from bad to worse for Rhea Ripley. According to the PW Insider, Ripley has gone back to Australia to have her work visa renewed, but will have to go through a 2-week mandatory isolation period. This means fans won't see the former champion for a while on WWE TV, as the report reads, "Given the current state of the world, there is no known timetable for her return. But given the different quarantines involved with international travel in each country, there is no real way for her to return in time for this week's scheduled NXT tapings in Florida, which will cover multiple episodes of the USA Network series." Ripley's situation may have been a factor in the title change last weekend, and while she will be back, fans shouldn't expect to see her on WWE TV for some time. From NXT's women's division to Raw now, as Shayna Baszler didn't win the Raw Women's title at WrestleMania, but isn't letting that stop her drive. On Twitter, the Queen of Spades said that this feud means so much more than just the title now, as it looks like these two will be battling for quite some time. It was long believed that Baszler was the woman to dethrone the man, and while WrestleMania seemed like the perfect time for a title change, the Queen of Spades may still be the one to end Lynch's historic title reign. Speaking of Raw, this week's show was the first post-WrestleMania episode without a live crowd, but many fans tuned in at home. Showbuzz Daily reports that this week's show drew an average of 2.1 million viewers, up over last week, which averaged less than 2 million. Time will tell whether WWE can keep this momentum going, as the company continues to film shows long in advance while they still have the opportunity in the current unpredictable situation. It was on this week's show that WWE Drew McIntyre had his first title defense, and the Scottish superstar has already spoken about his historic win. In an interview with ESPN, McIntyre spoke about his actions after defeating Brock Lesnar, saying, "One of our rules in WWE is that you don't look down the camera and break the fourth wall, like you wouldn't do in a movie. But I couldn't help myself. In that moment, I just wanted to thank everybody for supporting me, for supporting WWE during this time, and choosing WWE to take your mind off of these difficult times. I wanted to let everyone know how I felt, and I'm so glad we kept that in the show. I wasn't sure if it would be edited because I really meant it." After a long, difficult road to the main event of WrestleMania, this win clearly meant a lot to the first British WWE champion, who told ESPN that he hid the title in a locked room after he won it at the tapings. He added, "Finally, when I had won the title, I saw the emotion and remembered how real it was to me. In that moment, it was real again as I was watching it. I went upstairs, I opened the door, and I took the title out now that it was official." He said, "Everyone wants to keep doing it, and I want to be the one leading this ship, and I'm really proud of not just myself as champion, but WWE for stepping up during this difficult time in the world." Fans don't know what the future will bring, especially with the current global situation evolving, but McIntyre is clearly in the right mindset to lead the WWE's ship through these uncharted waters. From one Mania match to another now, as John Cena came up short in the Firefly Funhouse match, but for a brief moment, fans got to see what would have happened if Big Match John turned heel. Donning the black and white of the NWO, Cena made his entrance as Hulk Hogan, but according to Dave Meltzer, there was another time when the company wanted to turn John heel. He said, "There was even a time, I think most people know this, that Vince had decreed that John was going to turn heel, and it had all been agreed to. John had agreed to it. John got his heel gear made, and then Vince started thinking about it and he goes, it's stupid. He's our #1 merchandise seller. He's the face of our company doing all this Make-A-Wish stuff." With over 600 wishes granted, Cena is clearly a fantastic good guy both in the ring and in real life, so it's hardly surprising that Cena's heel turn never made it to TV. We've got some Triple H news now, as though the game didn't appear at WrestleMania this year. He's certainly been kept busy handling WWE during the current global situation. Speaking to TV Guide this week, the King of Kings remained positive when looking at WWE's future, saying that the WrestleMania reception could open the door for more unique concepts, saying, "All of those things, whether it's off-site shoots or different things like that, I think those will all be opportunities that we can explore in the future, and we'll see." Both the Boneyard match and the Firefly Funhouse match have been praised by fans, as has WrestleMania being split into two more digestible shows. But one part of WWE that hasn't done so well recently is NXT, that continues to lose to AEW Dynamite in the ratings for the past 14 weeks. Speaking to Sports Illustrated, the Game said that he is a believer in the long game, and compared the situation to the Monday Night Wars, saying that though Raw was a better show than Nitro, they still often got beat. Time will tell whether the Game's words come true, but after so many losses to Dynamite, NXT may be in need of a major change. We've got some uncomfortable news from WWE's original diva Sunny, who has hit out at fans making some very unpleasant requests. On Facebook, the controversial manager said that she's tired of people wanting to date her for money, but also took a classless swipe at Ashley Massaro, saying the former Diva Search winner was an escort but doesn't do that anymore. This comment is especially tasteless as Massaro took her own life last year, and while it must be infuriating for Sunny to receive these kind of offers, we don't think someone who spent the last year in prison should be lecturing anyone about the alleged actions of the sadly departed Ashley. Back to WrestleMania now, and after the success of the Firefly Funhouse match, the WWE is unsurprisingly cashing in on the WWE Shop website. On the site, the company is selling prints from the match, including John Cena in his rookie attire, John in his NWO attire, and The Fiend standing triumphant over the 16-time world champion. This isn't the only big ticket on the store right now, as the company is also selling art from the Boneyard match, so fans can get a piece of WWE history in their very own homes. Now, in the current global situation, everybody is being advised to keep clean, and for WWE, this is no different. According to the PW Insider, some very big steps have been taken to ensure the Performance Center is being kept as clean as possible. As they said, the company will change the ropes, turnbuckles, canvas, and aprons in between matches, as well as do a complete sanitizing of the PC to ensure talents are kept healthy. PW Insider is also reporting that during WrestleMania, Superstars were placed in one hotel that the company took over, and revealed that this will also be the plan for the next set of TV tapings. It's clear that WWE is taking this current global situation very seriously, and hopefully things will be back to normal sooner rather than later. With all the measures and compromises WWE had to take for WrestleMania this year, we're pleased to see that the show was a success, and one person who certainly thinks that is Mick Foley. A former WrestleMania main eventer himself, the hardcore legend took to Twitter to describe this year's show as an unqualified success even under the most adverse of conditions. It's safe to say that this year's show was unlike any WrestleMania before it, and judging from the online consensus, the New York Times bestseller isn't alone in his opinion on this year's show. And finally, we're ending with someone who didn't enjoy WrestleMania, as CM Punk says he finds it impossible to watch WWE these days. Speaking on the No Sports Report show, Punk said, "I find it completely impossible to watch with no crowd. The audience is the 100%, and this is more evident than ever now, driving force behind what wrestlers do in the ring. When I wrestled, that was my boss." Though fans have slowly gotten used to the notion of having no crowd at the arena, it is still very strange to see these matches take place in near silence, and we can't wait for crowds to once again return to WWE's arenas when the time is right.